This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now, where we bring you the 3 E's: educate, empower, and engage. I'm your host, Harvey Blankfeld, along with our co-host, Shelley Brown, and we've been selling homes here in Southern Nevada since 1988. Shelley and I are also very proud to be part of the Real Estate Radio Network. That is a national network of local real estate professionals delivering timely, balanced truths about local market conditions. And with Shelley and I in studio, we have Blake Johnson. He's a BYU and LSU graduate. He sits on multiple boards here in Las Vegas. He's an entrepreneur and a small business owner. The death tax, which I think is an interesting thing, an interesting way to describe it as well. But let's talk about that. Tell me about the death tax.
Yeah, so estate tax, as of right now, they have what's called an exemption limit. So there's no estate taxes that kick in on your estate until $5.5 million. So anytime you hear the rumors saying, the government's going to take all my money when I die, that's not true unless, you have over $5.45 million.
Right.
Next year it'll go up probably because it's always indexed for inflation.
Is that right?
So yeah, it started at $5 million and it's just gradually gone up since 2011.
For those 3 or 4 people who might be listening who actually have that much money to pass on to their heirs, how much is the tax? I mean, how much are they taking of that money?
They will take 40% of everything over that 5.45.
Wow. Okay. So that's a pretty steep tax for those who are very, very wealthy.
Okay.
Yes.
How do you get around that?
Yeah.
There's quite a few different planning tools we can use. Gifting is a great way to do that, especially with family-owned businesses. Because we gift a small percentage of that business every year. You get even a more reduced value because you're giving a non-voting interest and all that, and that's something more down Bill's line of work. But,
Sure.
That's where we'd work together to make that happen. And then there's a couple of different things that we can do.
So
it's
just
a little bit more complicated.
Just putting your assets in a trust doesn't necessarily protect you then.
No, and life insurance by itself does not avoid
Really?
The estate taxes. It would avoid probate, but it doesn't avoid estate taxes. They include that in there.
But how much can you gift a year without paying taxes?
Right.
$14,000 per person. So if it's husband and wife, it's $28,000 per person. You can give it to anybody in the world that you want to. It doesn't have to be family or any other relation. So, and that means anything under that $14,000, you don't have to file a tax return either on that. If you're over that, you won't have to pay taxes on it. You just have to file a tax return saying that you made that gift.
Gotcha.
And what it will do is it will reduce that exemption amount for your estate taxes because they're linked together.
So now each of the candidates has this plan for estate taxes. Let's talk about each one of them. What's like Mr. Trump's plan? What does his plan involve?
He basically says he wants to do away with estate taxes completely.
Entirely.
Yeah, no estate taxes on anyone ever, because the idea is, or at least his argument is that you're taxed when you make that money, and so if you sell that property, you're going to pay the tax on there, and so his argument is that the government's going to get their tax at some point.
What does Secretary Clinton say?
She basically is the exact opposite. She says she wants to lower the exemption amount, make it much, much lower so it'll involve more Americans. So, she hasn't said an exact number as far as I've been able to tell, but, say we get that down to 1 million, which is what it used to be before 2010. That's far more people. And like I said, that includes life insurance. So, you have $1 million policy. Now you're in the estate tax realm.
So you're going to give up 40% of everything over. If she makes $1 million, 40% of every dollar over $1 million, you're going to give that back to the federal government.
My personal opinion is you lower the exemption amount. It's great for my business because I will be seeing a lot more people doing a lot more planning. But there's always a way to plan around it. Unless they just do a flat tax with no exemptions, no ways around it. There's not going to be.
I'm kind of in favor of that myself.
So people aren't going to pay taxes. They don't want to. So the people who plan and hire good attorneys, they're not going to pay it. So why lower the exemption amount?
You've been listening to Las Vegas Real Estate Now with hosts Harvey Blankfeld and Shelley Brown. Please tune in every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on News Talk 720 KDWN.